Hello guys, welcome to Ruthless Tea, where only truth is spoken without any illusions and excuses. So, title of today's video is They Tricked You into Loving Your Misery. So, you are not just what you think, you are what you absorb. If you sit among the blind, soon you will stop looking. Imagine a village where people have been drinking contaminated water for generations. Children are born into it, elders die from it, but no one questions it. Because everyone drinks the same water. One day, a visitor comes and says, "This water is poisonous, it is slowly killing you." The villagers laugh. Our fathers drank this, our grandfathers drank this, we are fine. This is how suffering works. When everyone around you is suffering but calling it normal, you stop questioning it. A man working a miserable job sees everyone else doing the same, so he calls it life. A woman tolerating abuse sees her friends doing the same, so she calls it love. A student wasting time sees others doing the same, so he calls it fun. Suffering does not feel like suffering when you are surrounded by others who accept it. The world is full of people who have turned their pain into a habit, and if you spend enough time with them, you will do the same. Take two identical plants. Put one in fertile soil, give it sunlight, water it daily, it will flourish. Put the other in dry, cracked earth, leave it in darkness, and give it poison instead of water. It will still grow, but weak, twisted, and fragile. The difference? Yes, the environment. Your mind works the same way. If you are surrounded by weak, miserable, lost people, you will start absorbing their mindset without even realizing it. This is why. People born into poverty often stay poor. People raised by broken families often repeat the same toxic cycles. And people surrounded by mediocrity rarely rise to greatness. Because when everyone around you is drinking poison, you stop questioning the taste. You start calling it normal. And when suffering becomes normal, escape becomes impossible. There's an old story about a group of prisoners in a dungeon. For years, they lived in chains. The weight of the iron shackles cut into their skin, they could barely walk. One day, a new prisoner arrived. He saw the chains and was horrified. "This is unbearable, we must break free," he said. The others laughed. "These chains are part of my life," they said. "They make us strong. We have learned to carry them with pride." This is what happens when suffering is all you know. You stop fighting it, you start glorifying it. People in unhappy marriages say, "This is what commitment looks like." People in jobs they hate say, "This is what responsibility looks like." People drowning in stress say, "This is what success looks like." They turn their pain into a badge of honor instead of a problem to solve. And once pain becomes your identity, you will never escape it. Imagine you were raised in a dark cave your whole life. One day, someone takes you outside into the sunlight. At first, your eyes hurt. The brightness is painful. You want to go back. This is what waking up feels like. When you first realize that your suffering is unnecessary, it feels uncomfortable. You resist it. Your mind will fight back. This is how life is supposed to be. Yeah, it will say. Everyone else is doing the same thing. These are the excuses it makes. If this was wrong, wouldn't someone have told me before? Blah blah. But just because something is common doesn't mean it's right. Most people live paycheck to paycheck. Most people never achieve their dreams. Most people stay in unhappy relationships, and most people never change. So are you going to be like most people, or are you going to wake up? If you are watching this, you have a choice. You can continue suffering in silence like everyone else around you, or you can start questioning everything you have been taught to accept. So, I'm gonna give you some steps to follow. Step 1, identify the poison. Look at your life and ask yourself, what pain have I been calling normal? What suffering have I been glorifying? Who around me is reinforcing this mindset? The moment you see it, you are already ahead of 99% of people. Step 2, change your environment. Cut off people who celebrate suffering instead of escaping it. Surround yourself with those who push you towards strength, growth, and action. Stop absorbing weakness disguised as wisdom. You are not a tree, you can move. Step 3, Reprogram your mind. Every day, remind yourself comfortable suffering is still suffering. Pain is not a personality trait. The world will normalize your misery if you let it. Refuse to be normal because normal people are drowning in invisible pain. You are the sum of what you tolerate. The more you accept suffering, the more it becomes your identity. So that's it for the video. If you like it, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your loved ones. Ruthless D signing off.